Here, that maybe you guys have some old painted cabinets. These are really old, from the 50s, and we just put some granite on top of these a long time ago. And then we had a white cabinet below, and it just didn't look very good because all the other cabinets in the house are dark stained. So what we're doing is something called faux stain, and what you do is you use a product like this here called gel stain for Minwax, and then you just brush it on. You got to work kind of quick. Now you want to go the direction of the grain. I'm not doing that now. I'm just slapping it on here, getting it on. Doesn't matter how. Get it on quick because you don't have much time. You just lay it on just quick like this. And what I did is I painted these before with water-based paint. Now you got to let that water-based paint dry pretty well. And so I painted them to a brown already because I didn't want a lot of grain to show through, and then I just want just enough. So then you sit there and play with it. You can't play with it too long, just long enough to get it to look right. I keep that grain going the same way. So I usually cross brush it the first time, and then I just go up and down because that's how the grain would have been on the cabinet. And you can play around with this. You can put a little knot in it if you want. You can twist your brush. I don't like that. I don't want knots. So you just do like that there. So the paint looked like this, solid brown, kind of reddish brown. And then I mixed two different stains together. I took the mahogany and I mixed, what's the other one called? American walnut, or I don't know, not American. It was American something, the lighter one, and mixed them together to come up with this color because either you went with Brazilian rosewood, which is really dark, or what was this one, mahogany, one of those two, or you go with something in the middle. So you go with something in the middle and you just go ahead and do it that way. Just one-handed my way through here. Leave the flaws in it. Even in your corners and stuff. I didn't even quite cover it with the other, so that's okay. If you have a little bit of brush mark in it from the other color, it actually kind of helps out sometimes. Give it a little more color when you brush it out. So anyway, if you want something to do with your old cabinets, that's what it looks like when I'm done. Maybe I'll do a little pause here and I'll show you what it looks like when we're all done. A couple more pointers. If you can get a flat brush, it's a lot easier than this angle tip because you have to brush it flat to get a nice finish. To get it to be even. But I just didn't have one, so I'm using this angle. Doesn't matter for me because I've been brushing, for 35 years, so I can use anything. I can use an old mop, anything, I could probably make it look good. Almost get it with a horsehair brush. But if you're not a, expert brush person, I don't even like these angle tips. I just ended up getting one. I like straight brushes. Since trick is get it on there as quick as you can and just start tipping it off, playing with it, getting it to even out the way you want it. Don't push real hard on the brush. Push really, really light so that the paint releases or the stain releases to the surface and doesn't pull it too much of it off. Yeah, nice and uneven, not too even, not too crooked, Nice finish. Alright, well, we'll talk about finish on here afterwards. You can do a couple different things after you're done. Actually, you know, this is a stain and finish right here in itself, but if you're going to be touching it up a lot, you might want to just not put anything on it, but I'd rather have a finish on there myself. So anyway, I'll probably get a spray can of myself. I'm just going to take a little spray can of lacquer, and then I'm not going to get a spray rig out for this little thing. I'll make this look good without even having to take that thing off. Oh, I'll clean that off there. It's hard to do when I have the phone in my hand, so I don't usually make mistakes like that. I hardly ever hit anything. I would hold this out with one hand while I did this normally. But anyway, this will look cool. Nice looking little cabinet. There's a little spot I didn't get enough paint on. I'll just go like that. Dab it on a little more. It's all about the technique and how light you come off that brush. If you're doing this, it's really not hard. This looks hard, but it really isn't. Hold on one second. So anyway, you can do a couple different things here. When you're all done, you can put lacquer on it. You can leave it alone. You can put polyurethane on it. But if you use lacquer, like what I'm going to use, you don't want to put really heavy coats of lacquer on. You want to put it on really, really light, because if you bury it too heavy, you're going to have some problems with wrinkling, and that's the least fun thing to have happen when you're painting. So this side's pretty ugly, but the toilet goes right here, so as I go a little bit lighter, angle my brush a little bit more. That way I get a little more coverage, so I hide some of that ugly. It's about those tips being really light to get more coverage out of it. I mean, if you want to pull it off more, then you push a little bit harder on your brush. There we go. That looks alright. If you let it dry too long, then you try and go over it and it'll pull off. But anyway, that's it for staining here. I'm going to put it on pause, and I'm going to lose you. But go ahead and cover that with lacquer, because I have another call coming in. And let's take a look here. Doesn't that look nice? Looks like it was stained. Talk to you in the next video.